misitu na wanyama pori ni wetu.
My name is Lina Nyambicha. I'm the senior warden for Nairobi Orphanage and Nairobi Safari Walk. These are two captive facilities that have been established by the Kenya Wildlife Service for the purposes of rehabilitating the sick, injured or abandoned wildlife.
In the heart of Taita Hills, a young cheetah was spotted, only 4 months old, abandoned, frail and vulnerable.
Yangu ni yako, misitu na wanyama pori ni wetu.
At the moment we are at the Nairobi Safari Walk and we are going to talk about one of the success stories that we have at the facility, a cheetah that was introduced to the facility in the month of July 2024 for purposes of promoting wildlife conservation education, tourism and research.
He was brought to the Nairobi Animal Orphanage. Geoffrey Mutuku, a keeper at KWS, was at the forefront in making sure that Kenji got everything he needed for his growth.
My name is Godfrey Mutuku Jones, and I work for the animals at Nairobi Animal Orphanage, and particularly at the Animal Orphanage. In the Animal Orphanage, we normally receive very, very young animals, like 2 to like 1 month, and when they come to the nursery, the first thing we normally do is to call our veterinarians to come and check them, because most of them, they normally come with injuries, others are abandoned to a very young age, and so there is the medical intervention, and that's why we normally call our doctors, the veterinarians, to come and check their health.
Ni yangu ni yako, misitu na wanyama pori ni wetu.
We called the cheetah Kenji. We gave him that name through one of our donors. We have one of our donors called Professor Isabella Marie, who is from France, and she supports wildlife conservation at the Nairobi Animal Nursery, mainly by construction and rehabilitation of the animal cages, and also through supplementation of animal feeds.
My name is Isabelle Mary. I'm a French physician and I'm fond of wildlife in Kenya, and that's the reason why when I came here for the first time in 2022, I was completely amazed by the wonderful work that keepers did every day in that place, that is the Nairobi Animal Orphanage. And I'm also fond of cheetahs that are becoming more and more rare in the wildlife. And here I discovered that Nairobi Animal Orphanage rescued several cheetah cubs. And I met Kenji for the first time 1 year ago. It's a small male who was rescued by KWS team.
Kenji was rescued from the Taita Hills Wildlife Sanctuary on 26th of May 2023 by the community scouts working within that sanctuary. They had found him abandoned by the mother, and apparently from their story is that the mother was trying to hunt and she was chased away by the baboons, and because of that commotion they ended up being separated. They had monitored him for 2 days, and when the mother did not come back, they alerted the Kenya Wildlife Service office at the Savo East National Park, and that's how he was rescued by the Kenya Wildlife Service and brought to the Nairobi Animal Orphanage on the 27th of May 2023.
And when he came here, I decided to build first in the nursery a special house for cheetah in a separate room to avoid him to have other diseases that can be bared by other herbivores in the nursery. And you have also to know that cheetah cubs are very sensitive from the gut, and they need a special diet. So that's the reason why I bought for him Royal Canin baby milk cat, according to the recommendations of all the veterinaries here, and he could survive.
The delicate process of feeding and nurturing such a young cheetah is no easy task.
We normally now start, it depends on the age. With a very young one, we start by bottle feeding them, and each animal has got its own milk formula. So we start from the bottle feeding, and the first thing we start feeding them is to make sure you know the weight. After knowing the weight, you can now calculate how much the stomach can hold, so that you can start feeding them. At that very young age, any young animal is normally fed like 5 times a day after every 3 hours. So all the keepers we have trained them, we have been trained to undergo all those very hard tasks of feeding them during the day and at night.
Kenji grew strong and healthy from the nursery to the orphanage.
And after his transfer from the nursery, he was transferred there. I built a new enclosure with a day time and also a sleeping quarter. And all the keepers took care of him and trained him every day to run, because the cheetahs they need to have exercise every day for their body health and also for their mother. And we also bought special food, because if you give them beef, they will develop liver problems and heart problems. So we buy them every day chicken and rabbits. There's also in Nairobi Animal Orphanage a house where they breed rabbits to feed the cheetahs. And in the cheetahs' food that we give, they lack micronutriments and also vitamins. So we buy them cheetah premium supplement that come from South Africa. And as you will see Kenji that has now been transferred to Safari Walk. He's very healthy and very happy to live, and all the keepers are taking care of them.
Kenji resides at the Safari Walk, a safe and nurturing environment where he can thrive and grow. Visitors from all over the world have the unique opportunity to learn about the challenges faced by cheetahs in the wild and the importance of conservation efforts.
So now this is the new home for Kenji.
Kenji's journey showcases the Kenya Wildlife Service commitment to protecting Kenya's natural heritage. This is not just the story of one cheetah, but a testament to the enduring efforts of those who work to ensure that Kenya's wildlife thrives for generations to come.
And people may ask why we are not releasing him back to the wild. There are so many reasons. First and foremost is that carnivores usually run, though the hunting instincts are inborn, but they learn the same skills from their mothers. And he didn't have that opportunity to learn the hunting skills from their mother. So if he goes to the wild, he may not be able to survive due to lack of food. So for that reason, we have to keep him here in the captive facility. Secondly, animals also have homing instincts, meaning that if we release him back to the wild, he may try to come to retrace back his original home. That's the Nairobi Animal Orphanage. And by so doing, it will lead to interaction with people, which may end up being a case of human-wildlife conflict, he may end up losing his life in the process. So because we want to secure his life, bearing in mind that cheetahs are seriously threatened in Kenya, so for us to be able to continue having him around, we have to keep him at the captive facility. Thirdly, carnivores usually have, they mark their territories. So if we release him to the wild, interacting with other animals might be quite a challenge for him, because now he's not been brought up in any natural habitat. He's been brought up in a captive facility. So if we release him there, other animals can end up killing him, or they may end up chasing him away. So because we want to retain him, to continue having him in the habitats, that's why we have to continue having him within the Nairobi Safari Walk. Where we are, we've tried to provide a natural environment, the way he could have been in the wild. It's an assimilated natural environment. There is enough space for him to move around. He's able to run up and down. He's able to enjoy his freedom, and we believe that within this habitat, he can be able to live for many years. In captivity, cheetahs live from 17 to 20 years, and we believe that we will be able to cope. He's already coped within the environment, and we hope that we'll continue having him around. And his presence within the facility is an added advantage. For many years, we've not been having a cheetah within the facility, so his presence has contributed towards promotion of wildlife conservation through awareness creation to schools. We are able to teach the kids hands-on the behaviors of cheetahs, how they can be able to cope with the cheetahs if they come across them in their ecosystems. So his presence is really promoted wildlife conservation education. Also, it's promoted research, because we have so many students from various colleges and universities who are carrying out their research within the facility, and they are able to carry out their research through the use of Kenji. And finally, tourism. He has added value to the facility, because now we are able to have increased visitor satisfaction, because they are able to see him up close and candid. The way we are just most of the time will be around here, so when visitors come around, they are able to see him and they are going out well, they are satisfied.
You know, like in the wild, always the neonates, they get associated to their mothers. So that's why these animals, they will start knowing you as a mother through your scent, that is the smell, and also the sound, the voice you use when you are dealing with them. He's very much attached to me. He's always, when he hear my voice or even if I don't make the noise and I pass by, he smells me and then he comes to me.
At KWS, we are really encouraging the local communities and all people from all walks of life to support wildlife conservation, because wildlife in Kenya is our God-given heritage. It's our responsibility to take care of it, and also it supports our economy. So it's the responsibility of everyone to come together so that we can be able to conserve our God-given heritage for posterity. At the moment, we are running a campaign. It's in Swahili, we call it the Tunza Mali Yako, which translates to conserve your resources. So my request to all Kenyans is that wherever they come across any wildlife species, let's try to coexist together, because we depend on wildlife for humanity. If they come across the young ones, we have the Nairobi Animal Nursery, where we are able to rehabilitate them, we are able to raise them so that we can be able to either continue preserving them in the captive facilities. We also have other private captive facilities all over the country where we can be able to take them to for their survival, or we can be able to release them back to the wild.
In the spirit of Tunza Mali Yako, a conservation education and awareness campaign, Kenji's story continues to inspire and raise awareness about the need to protect and conserve our planet's precious wildlife.